In the previous lesson, we saw that we can work with the extra 3D objects and extra curves in Blender, and just by activating Anodon. And most of these are parametric, meaning that we can change them through their parameters. So this is one way that we can model in 3D. And this way of modeling is offered also by other software like 3ds Max or Cinema 4D, etc., etc. So one of these is called Beam Builder, and it's again going to be in the extra, which we activated in the previous video. So and also we have others here that are really interesting, but let's use in this lesson here the Beam Builder. So with the Beam Builder, we can basically create our own beam by adjusting these parameters, and this is really the essence of parametric modeling, to be able to create our objects not through modifying the points or the vertices or the faces, but through the parameters. And this is the most advanced way we can create things. It's probably the easiest, and you can see we can quickly change completely the object right here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do in this video is create beams and pillars using these tools here, and then we're gonna also create our own libraries, and we can then manage these objects in the Asset browser, which is another window that we're gonna see. Okay, so another advantage of these types of object is that if I go out and if I move this, let's say here, you can see the panel down there disappear, and now we have the move panel, so we cannot access the parameters. But if I select this object and go to the right click, we have an extra option that we usually don't have, which is called change beam. Now this gives us the possibility to get back into the parameters and adjust them, something that, for example, we don't have with let's say we're going to create like a cone. So okay, now I want to change the size of the cone by adjusting the number of vertices, and let's say that I change my mind. So if I select that, right click, you can see I don't have that option. So the extra parametric objects, they also have extra features like that, which is really handy because I can always go back and forward, and hopefully in the future this will be extended to any 3D shape in Blender. That will be a great advantage. But in this case, I cannot go back. I need to recreate that cone. So if I go to add mesh cone, well, look what happens. Now this has become my basic cone that I can create from here. So I need to reset in a way the original, let's say 32 vertices. And so now that I do add, and again add the cone, I have the previous one. Now let's go back to our beam generator. So I'm going to go to add mesh and extra beam builder or beam generator. Now sometimes, and I think also this is really handy, it could be extended to any object, parametric object, we have the possibility to create more operator presets. So this is the one that I left off in the, you can see here the previous, but what if I want to reset this to the original state? Well, in this case, I can click here and go to restore operator defaults. And now it goes back to this original shape that we have at the beginning. So I can also rotate this holding control, and let's create now a pillar. So if I leave this, you can see that, well, this is going to be already changed. So if I right click and I do change beam, now I will be able to change it also in this direction, so going vertical. And again, this is also pretty handy. And let's do another eye profile, and I will change the height by this. Now it's the depth, so I'm gonna like put it somewhere down there. I don't want to be like too precise, just want to put it down there, and you know, I can always go back and change it. This is the greatest thing about this additional parameter here. Okay, so this is going to be my pillar roughly, and I'm going to put it like down there, and I can always change it. So let me also rotate it, hold control. I want to rotate it like 90 degree here. Okay, and also want to resize it. So right click, change beam again, and change the height. And let's change also the width. Okay, so basically I want this to go inside that, like, you know, they are then mounted together or soldered in a way like that. Okay, so this is a combination of a pillar and a beam. If I want to save these two, I have different ways. We can save it, store it in a way, and then retrieve it later and use it in other projects. So one way is we can, again, change beam. And here I can click on the plus and I can save this as a pillar. So this is going to be a pillar column. And this one here, again, right click, change beam, plus, let's call this a beam. Okay, now that I have saved them, I can retrieve it from here. So let's assume I create a new one. So let's add mesh and go to extra beam builder. Okay, now we have the latest one. But then I can restore, and this is the original. And then I can also change this into a beam or into a pillar. Now, another more effective way we can save a store objects is by adding them into libraries, but also exporting them in a single fashion way. So if I only want to export like the combination of these two, I can go to File, Export. And just as we imported OBJ and FBX, other formats, we can also export. And we have add-ons that will extend the functionalities of this. So what I'm going to do here is export FBX. Now, when you export FBX, you have, as when you import, you have a series of options. And first of all, I created a folder here, which I called export. So you can do the same. And we have also here some presets that we can save and we can use and we can restore. And then down here, we can say, okay, limits the export to the selected objects or maybe to the visible objects. Or if you don't do anything here, we'll export the entire scene. And then you can choose which type of objects, like if you want to export meshes or lights, cameras, whatever. And also you can change the scale and the direction here of the axis. And you can also apply the transform. Now remember, applying the transform meaning is the same thing of going up here and say apply all transforms or apply scale or location. We already talked about that previously. It's about like redefining the object in a way, but we don't need to do that right now. So I'm just gonna leave everything as it is. You can definitely uncheck animation because right now we don't have anything animated, and just give it a name. So I'm gonna call this pillar beam. Okay, and export it in this folder. So this is one way we can do it. And of course, to bring it back, we can go to File, Import, FBX, navigate into that folder, and select it. So every time I would need this, I would need to go here and select it and import it again. Now it's imported. We just don't see it because it's exactly in the same location of that one right there. So if I move it, well, actually, you can see that I've exported everything. So be careful on doing that. So let's do it again. Let's select the two, File, Export. This time, let's use OBJ and select the export folder and selection only. So you can see that also here we have similar settings. And let's do it again. Pillar, beam, export, and this can be used now in the form of OBJ, in Cinema 4D, 3ds Max, Maya, Rhino, and whatever. So it's a pretty popular format. Let's re-import it in OBJ. And there you go. So this is going to be that. Import OBJ. Again, the same issue right there. They are overlapping. But right now you can see I only exported the two that I have selected. Another option is to stay in Blender. So if I can stay in Blender, I will select these two